Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. So in this video we are going to take on the Majin Buu Saga category Extreme Super Battle Road stage. We have a pretty solid team here, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably one of my strongest teams that I've put out for an ESBR. We have the Strength Goku Angel LR card, we have the Int Goku Angel LR card, we have a Rainbow Strength Gotenks running as a support, and then we have the Buu and we have the Physical LR Buu sitting in the second slot. The reason I've gone with the Buu is for the stun. The stun ability of Buu will come in handy, and we have TN floating as well on the team, and we'll have the friend LR Angel Goku and Vegeta Strength also running as the floater on the team. So because of that, because we have a really solid damage base, but also because we just have a strong amount of mitigation and control from the supports, all three of them obviously can stun, we're going to have a pretty decent time here. This first fight will probably be one of our more difficult ones, the only reason being because we need to organize the LR Buu to be on the same rotation as the Buu. Obviously for that buff, but also just because we really need the units to be linked up, because otherwise we can have some key problems in this team. So that is one thing that we do just need to keep in mind. So Buu has the chance to stun, along with Tien also having the chance to stun. He can stun and lowers attack and defense, so he's very solid as a support option. And then obviously with the two Goku Angels, Goku and Vegeta Angel Strength cards, the Strength Vegeta from the download celebration, we obviously have quite a reliable amount of heal. And then we have Buu's guaranteed sealing and transformation from the fourth turn, so we have a lot of sustain, a lot of healing from this team, and the LRs are going to produce more than enough damage. So that is just something we are going to be more than fine with. Like I said, this is probably my strongest team that I can put out in terms of a category ESBR. I have pretty much all the necessary LRs. I have the good supports and their linking partners, and we just basically have a really good lineup for this ESBR. So this is a first time clear. We're not going to have any problems with this one. It didn't take, too much difficulty. We played it ultra safe using items all the time, just to keep ourselves always topped up. I like to relieve as much stress as possible when we are doing ESBR or any of the hard content. So I will always use an item, even if I'm probably safe, just because for me, why take the risk, basically. Maybe if I start doing no item run videos or things like that, I will see. But at this point, it's not something that I'm too concerned about. So we do have a slight problem here. As you can see, we are struggling to get ki for super attacks, and that's going to be just that's, like I said, the problem with obviously not having the units on the right rotations. That is just going to be something we're going to struggle with just a tiny bit in this first fight. But beyond that, we should be perfectly fine. I don't see us having too many problems from here on out, so we should be more than good to go. And we'll be able to dish out some decent damage and keep good control of the fights along the way. So once we get this out the way, we will have Buu and the LR Buu all linked up, and then we'll have our standard rotation of the Int LR Goku and Vegeta SS card, and obviously the Strength base Goku and Vegeta Angel LR card. So we are going to take a little bit of damage here. This is just to avoid using an item. Essentially, we are just trying to save ourselves using that item, taking a little bit of damage. We'll get an additional attack, and then the Int unit will also be more than fine to take him out. So it is a little bit of a calculated risk. Obviously, we are going to take some damage here, but the reason I'm not too concerned about taking that damage is mainly just due to the fact that we can heal it up this turn with Buu, and then obviously we can also gain some of the healing back from the Buu and the Buu linking up You know, they share a lot of regeneration links. So overall, not too bad a decision to take, especially considering obviously that the unit had 30% damage reduction and was an LR card with a very high defensive stat, so we shouldn't have died from the super attack that was caused there. So yeah, we are going to take obviously a tiny bit of damage here against against Buhan, but he will be more than fine afterwards, and obviously doesn't take too much beforehand either. We would have got the seal there, but obviously not too important considering we obviously took him out. So here, the one thing we do need to keep in mind in this fight, and something I do just want to obviously be aware of, is the strength Gotenks and the physical Piccolo. We kind of want to make sure that we are in control of the fight, and that we can take them out as quickly as possible, because they are probably the most dangerous units to us. The Int Gohan doesn't really, he literally doesn't have any type advantage, so he's really not something we're that concerned about. So we're going to probably not focus too much on him, and instead try and stun and keep in control of the Piccolo and the Gotenks. Obviously Gohan attacks a lot, but with him lacking any type advantage and with our high defense and LR stats, we should be more than fine. And if we can get rid of Piccolo and get rid of Gotenks, the fight will be better off the longer it goes on. So thankfully the LR does quite a bit of damage there. A bit unfortunate that they didn't get their second super attack to proc, which would have been very nice, but it's more than fine. It's not too much of a problem for us, so we're not going to be that concerned overall. And then we obviously would like a stun here from Gotenks on Gotenks, but we're not going to be fortunate enough to get that either. But so far, everything seems to be going more than fine. So we've now got the Buu linked up here with Piccolo. He's going to be able to dish out some good damage onto the Piccolo, and then hopefully we can get the stun on the Gotenks, finally keep him in control, and then with the LR we should be able to finish off Piccolo this turn, and then we won't have too many problems going into the third and fourth turn, especially if Gotenks is stunned. We're going to have a lot more control over the fight, and we're going to be able to kind of start picking off Gohan, but more importantly we're going to be able to pick off the Gotenks as well, and hopefully keep them more under control with stuns and with whatever control we do have, bringing us back to the fourth turn where we'll be able to transform with obviously the Buu, and then that will allow us to turn into Buhan and get the seal off, which will obviously allow us to have a little bit more control over the situation, so we should be more than fine with the way things are going currently. We got the stun on Gotenks, so now we obviously do have quite a fair amount of control. We will also be able to get off super attacks with both of our cards here. We are going to not take an item on this stage. Again, probably for the best. We still have one active from the previous turn, and also the unit has 30% damage reduction, along with the fact that the Dokkan attack will go off, providing us with a heal after this turn. Gotenks is also stunned, so there's no risk to Tien, and Gohan doesn't have any type advantage over the remainder of our team. So at this point we are looking more than fine. In terms of this stage, it's not so bad getting your Dokkan attack on the second stage, just due to the fact that the final stage is against one enemy with a large amount of health. So yes, the Dokkan attack will help, being a heal and being a source of damage, but it's not got the AoE benefit because you are only facing one enemy. But so here, we are just going to have to be a little bit careful transforming in with Buhan. We're obviously going to get the big defensive upgrade that he gets, but more importantly the big sealing benefit that he gets, and hopefully we can keep control of what's going quite well so far. I don't know if we need to gamble so much here. We'll probably just use the Nurse Chi-Chi, still leaving us with 4 items for the next round. So we should still be in quite a solid position overall. We're going to put the seal on the Gohan. We're going to try and get the stun on the Gotenks, and then hopefully we can get a follow-up stun on the Gohan there. But Buu is going to do quite a good amount of damage. We're going to see his rarely seen 12 key attack. The reason being, most of the times you will get 18 key with this card. We just got really unfortunate in terms of the placement of the orbs. Well, not rarely seen. I mean, you'll see it with additionals, but, you know, an attack you won't see, like, as the first attack very often. Because the Nurse Chi-Chi, we're not going to take a lot of damage. And then hopefully we can get the stun here, which will allow us to easily finish off. Yep. So next turn will be easy, and we should be able to finish off this Gotenks. And then obviously the Gotenks almost killed him with a follow-up attack. So at this point in time, really going quite swimmingly. We're not facing too many problems. We've got 4 items going into the final round. And like I said, this is probably my strongest team overall that I've taken into an ESBR, so I don't expect us to have too many problems, and we will get the first time clear here. So yeah, very solid performance, nothing going too bad. This final stage is against a singular enemy, so we do just need to keep that in mind, that it's going to be a little bit of a long haul, but the fortunate thing is we can obviously get the seal off with Buu from the 4th stage. So if we can stun him and then get the seal off, we can actually let the counter units take place. We have a lot of sustain, we have a lot of stunning, we have a lot of attack lowering, so we should be more than fine for this singular target fight. Obviously the more control you have, the easier single target fights are. They are just kind of, that is their one weakness. If you can keep them constantly stunned and sealed, attack lowered, they don't pose too much of a threat, but when they do hit you, they hit you very hard and very dangerously. So that is one thing we need to keep in mind. We will get the attack lowering benefit from Tien. His stun chance is not the best, and when he does stun, it is only for 1 turn, either from his passive and sometimes for 2 turns if he hits with his super attack stun. So we do just need to keep that in mind. But double attack lowering from Tien, very solid. The strength Vegeta and Goku should be fine. With an item active, their 30% defense will kick in. Their 30% damage reduction will kick in and be a suitable healing outlet or defensive outlet for them. The problem we are going to have is with Gotenks. Not getting the seal on him or with him is going to be a bit of a problem. You can see me contemplating another item here. The thing is Gotenks, if he doesn't get his stun off, is still going to take a lot of damage. Especially if he had got supered. You know, we still may have taken a lot of damage even just from normals. Because Gotenks has no defensive ability beyond his actual defense. It is a little bit dicier for him to kind of run in that 3rd slot without getting his super off, especially with the fact that the unit wasn't sealed or anything. So I'm not regretting the fact that we popped that extra item. Like I say, I'd rather play it safe than sorry. We probably could have survived without it, but we would have just popped it next turn anyway. So yeah, but so far it's all going quite fine. We are lacking a little bit in damage, not really getting off any crits or additionals or anything that we kind of need to really help us out. Luckily Buu Tanks, he has stacked up defense quite high, so we should be more than fine. And I mean, at this stage also we just the LR stacks defense quite quickly. So even after this, you know, 1st turn and 3rd turn, he's going to be suitably stacked up and have quite high defense. He can really get there quite quickly. So yeah, he's very good defensively in a lot of these stages, especially when he's getting off his additional super attack. Obviously he also does some really good damage. But yeah, so far we're not too concerned about. We are going to take a little bit of damage here, but nothing too crazy. And yeah, by nothing too crazy, I mean 275k. Because that's ESBR. That's just how they hit, that's just their damage levels. But we get the stun off, which obviously sets us up quite well. And now we can just kind of spend the next turn and recover. Because of the fact that we have taken this damage, we can transform and get the heal, and then we're also going to be able to get the heal from the next turn as well, from the Buu. So we're going to not only heal twice, bringing us back up to full health, but we're not going to take any damage. And the crits, hopefully from the Vegito here, are going to be able to chunk down a bit of damage on him. Vegito's great because obviously when he transforms, he foresees super attacks, which is really helpful. But also he does have a high chance to crit as a baseline in his passive. So that's very helpful in terms of dishing out damage, especially to type disadvantaged enemies. It's one of the ways that he can make up for his damage. It also obviously applies to his crits, which is very, very good. So yeah. But beyond that, we're going to be more than fine here. We're going to get some of the damage out from the int. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get the super attack with Tien, which is going to be a slight problem. But we should be more than fine. We'll get the seal off with Buu. We do need to be a little bit careful here because obviously Gotenks is in the third slot. So even if we get the seal off with Buu and if we don't get the stun off with Buklo, we're going to take a very, very, very large amount of damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop an Icarus, and then we should be fine from there. Hopefully we get the stun. That will reduce the damage quite significantly. But for some reason we didn't go for the stun. So Lord only knows why. Oh, it was so that we could proc the counters on Vegeta next turn. That's why. So the reason we didn't go for the stun from Bukla is so that we could proc the counters. It's a little bit of a risky strategy, but obviously it should pay off. I don't actually think we needed to do that. I think we would have had a bit more control if we had gone for the stun and got it. We could have taken our time, gotten some more transformations off. But it is one of those things. You do just need to be careful of taking too long in some of these stages. Because if you do take too long, you can really cause yourself some problems. Especially in terms of ESBR. Because you can tend to just catch a lot more super attacks and a lot more damage overall, rather than if you are able to kind of stack your defense and push out and do damage and get rid of the enemy unit straight away. But one of my favorite transformations in the game, that transformation by the way, but we should be more than fine here. We will pop a Princess Snake just for some additional defense. And just make sure that everything is kept on top here. But with the counters from Vegeta, we should start dishing out more than enough damage. If he gets crits, of course. If he doesn't get any crits, we are going to suffer with our damage, which is going to put us in a dicey spot next turn. So I really hope that he gets some crits off, especially with the super attack here. That's really going to help us out, and yep, he hasn't yet, so yep, feeling the pressure at this point, but obviously there's still a lot more attacks to come in, and that means we have a lot more opportunities to get the crit off. And as you can see, they're starting to come in quite consistently now, and we're chunking down this AGL Vegeta very, very swiftly. So that should be it. We should be able to finish off this stage here, and yeah, wasn't too bad at all. Really kept things really nicely and under control, and I don't actually think we struggled too much throughout the stages, but yeah, at the end it just got a little bit tight, more just through trying some different strats, but yeah. But cool, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what ESBR you're struggling with, and I'll see you next time. But until then, cheers and bye!